What's going on, guys? Pop Golden here. Where have I been? Been growing this mop on my head. Subscribe for more mop. Just kidding. The truth is, I am horrendous at Ultra League and Master League. I thought last season I was pretty good at Ultra League, or Season 1, but yeah, Season 2, I just could not keep up. Cresselia's and new Pokemon taking over. I just did not have the resources, the candy, the Stardust, the Pokemon to be where I wanted to be in Ultra League. And Master League is even worse. I had no chance. But been saving up, catching new Pokemon, getting rare candies, saving up on some Stardust, and yeah, so hopefully we do a little better Season 3, but so far Season 3, Great League being my favorite league, I've been doing okay with it, and it's been out for 5 or 6 days. I'm rank 8 right now. We're trying to get that top 500 the second they update the leaderboard, the rankings, because right now it still is on rank 2 for some reason. They haven't updated it, but things have been changing. Stunfisk hasn't been regular Stunfisk. Hasn't been seeing much play. I cruised through the first 6 rankings with the same team as last time. Regular Stunfisk, Altaria, and Azumarill. Minor differences, maybe changing up, trying different things, but a lot of new differences now, and I noticed got to make some changes to keep up with the current Season 3 Great Battle League. So, with that being said, the new team is Galarian, Stunfisk. Well, I should say with the lead, huh? I should start with the lead, huh? Skarmory, Galarian, Stunfisk, Azumarill. We're going to jump right into these battles right now. So, here we go. Shamaego is our first opponent. I literally cannot see out of my eyes. Alright, so we see a Magnezone. This is probably the only Magnezone I've ever seen, if not the second one. And I have to switch into my Stunny real quick, so I didn't want to get on board with Galarian Stunfisk. I wanted to rock my boy Stunfisk, but with the meta and kind of shaping the meta just by his lonesome, he is unbelievably good. That typing is super good, and his moveset is super good, and he's a little bulky. Galarian Stunfisk is just where it's at. Never liked Stunfisk too much as a Pokemon, but last Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk, I'm on board. So let's jump to this battle. I block the first Shadow Ball. I take the second one. After I switch on to my Galarian Stunfisk, they go into their Hypno. And after we knock that out, we see a Ferrothorn, which takes a ton of damage from that Earthquake. We have to go back into Skarm because we need to protect whatever we have left of that Stunfisk for that Ferrothorn, but obviously they have switch advantage, so they're going to go right into that Magnezone, and I think they're going to knock me out right here with an electric move, but they don't. They mirror shot for some reason, so I was going to let them knock me out so we can hang on to that shield for, you know, better things down the road, but now we see the Wild Charge. Alright, so defense harshly falls. Now we're not in the worst spot. We see that Ferrothorn, and we're actually going to be able to get off a Rock Slide. Probably could have went for Earthquake right here. And, well, knowing that they had one more shield, we kind of had to bait them a little bit. So now we're not in the worst spot. We are probably going to take one Power Whip on this Azumarill, or we'll block the first one, and then by the time they get to 1, hopefully we can get, you know, whittle them down enough with bubbles, and then that play rough should be able to knock them out. And they are going to get, excuse me, one more Power Whip off, but it can't one-shot Azumarill. Azumarill, the bulky, tanky boy that is still maybe inarguably the #1 Great League Pokemon. I would probably say that. So, here we go. Game 2. Toxic Croak lead, we love that. They go right into their Galarian Stunfisk, and Azumarill is a very good out for it. Although, Galarian Stunfisk, even if Azumarill is one of its worst matchups, it's still doing okay against it in terms of Rock Slide, charging up so quickly, putting shield pressure on it, and that Earthquake you see did almost 50 damage, so the bubbles chip away a lot, but it's also putting a lot of pressure on me. But Azumarill is doing its job right now, just taking care of the Stunfisk, and then Skarm is going to be for the Toxic Croak, and then we each have something left in the back. So right away, Now I'm going to start charging up my Stunfisk because I'm up a shield. I'm going to let this, or I'm going to not let this one go. I'm going to block this one because we don't want to take an Earthquake. And I'm going to go for a Rock Slide just to knock it out before he tries to do anything crazy. So we see the Toxicroak, so now we're going to try to put some pressure on it. I could have Earthquaked right here, possibly for the one shot. I wanted to try to bait the shield. It doesn't work. So now, I'm going to go into my Scarm. And we know if we can get one Earthquake off with on that Toxicroak, we're going to win. So, all we got to do is get that ready to go should this Hypno knock out my Skarmory. But right now, we're going to get the last shield out of it. That's exactly what we needed. So now, endgame looking good. We could even potentially, we're going to take one Fire Punch. Hypno charges up like crazy. But this is the game we're setting up for right now. We're letting it get knocked out because we know how quickly it charges. So now we're just going to make sure we have Earthquake ready to go. We don't want to get hit with a Mud Bomb. We can take a Fire Punch. We don't want to get hit by any of them, but we should be okay. And we let some of those go to try to get a couple charge ups. But, ooh, okay. Now, here's the shield. That quick attack is doing a ton of damage, but luckily we got the Earthquake in time. They just were able to use their charge move first, which is exactly why we hung on to the shield, and then we get the Earthquake before anything wild happens. I'm getting another quick move off or anything, which should never happen. If you have a charge move, I don't like when they're able to switch out, or hopefully they don't get a quick move, and that should almost never ever happen. But so we see a Victory Bell lead, Shadow Victory Bell. That is just exactly what we want. And even more so, a Skarmory switch. Their counter for Skarm is Skarm. And Galarian Stunfisk just eats up Skarm, honestly. I mean, Flash Cannon is the best move it has. That's the most damage you're ever going to get on your Galarian Stunfisk from a Skarmory. But we're just going to keep Rock Sliding, putting a lot of pressure on it. I'm going to charge up a little bit extra right here. And if it lets it go, then I have some extra energy stored up. And if it uses a shield, now we're still in a pretty good spot. So, Galarian Stunfisk is the Scarm out, doing its job. We'll take the other Flash Cannon, no problem. We're going to charge up a little bit more. Its quick moves aren't doing too much. Now, I didn't like this. I would have loved to get my Rock Slide off, so I am going to have to waste a shield right here, which I didn't want to do, but I have a whole nother Rock Slide charged up. So they're going to use their second shield right there, which completely baffled me then, and it kind of just baffled me now. So we get the last shield out of them, and now we got a Zoomeril. I don't mind going 1-for-1 with that, but they switch into the Victory Bell, which is just probably a misplay on my opponent's part because they're now locked in shieldless. And we're just going to quick attack it down, and now when that Azumarill comes back out being shieldless, they're going to take a ton of damage from the sky attacks and whatever I decide to throw at them, and once they knock this out, they still have to deal with a full Azumarill, so they realize that, and they get out of there. So, Kimu, Game 4, we see a Swampert lead. Now, this is a little neutral. I think Swampert might have an edge just because Hydro Cannon puts so much shield pressure on so early. Look how much damage that does. Swampert just doesn't see too much play in the Great League, although he is ranked very high on, I think it's PvP Poke, and I really think that Swampert is incredible. Hydro Cannon, Earthquake, Sludge Wave, just so good, but he's kind of frail. That's the only thing. So we switch into Azumarill and try to catch the Hydro Cannon. We do, and then we think the second one's going to be that Sludge Wave, and it is, so we block that, which worked out nicely. Didn't try to bait us, and now we're going to go straight for the Hydro Pump right there, and if we get another one off, we're going to be good money. We could take an Earthquake here, okay, and if we get this Hydro Pump off before they get the Rock Slide off, ooh, that is very nice. So, but now we gotta still be wary of that Swampert in the back. He's pretty weak, and we're gonna get that energy off of him with this Hydro Cannon. So now Skarm is good to come back in. He's gonna switch into Umbreon, and I think I'm okay with that. We're in a pretty good spot right here. Gonna Sky Attack it, and then switch right into Galarian Stunfisk, which is gonna take some foul plays or Dark Pulses, but as long as, same scenario here, they're shieldless, all we gotta do
is make sure we knock this out with enough energy to knock out that Swampert and not get, hit by it by a Hydro Cannon. And even if we do, we still have one shield, so we have to plan that accordingly. So right now we're gonna just Rock Slide. We probably could Earthquake for more damage, but we're putting a lot of pressure. Not really pressure, but just whittling them down. And we're gonna see exactly if we could whittle them down here. It's gonna be very close. We're gonna get this Rock Slide off. And this is a pretty good spot for me because now I can go right into Skarmory right when the Swampert comes out, and that's exactly why we held the shield. That battle between the Umbreon and my Stunfisk took so long that the switch timer, was able to come back up, so that worked out very nicely. So here we go, 4-0, going to Game 5. We see an Empoleon lead. Empoleon in the Great League is pretty rare, so I try to catch this Hydro Cannon with a Azumarill, and we do. It's very nice when you get their energy off like that, and they're forced to come back up. And now I think he's going for a Flash Cannon, so we're going to try to put a Hydro Pump on him, get some nice damage, and we get a ton of damage, like 50%, but Flash Cannon would do a ton, so we're going to block it here, and it is a Flash Cannon, so luckily that we made a nice read right there. And so we're down a shield, but we see Abomasnow. Now, this thing has been killing me. Killed the other team, and Altaria, Azumarill, regular Stunfisk was just getting destroyed by Abomasnow, and I was tired of losing to just a single Pokemon. So we go, we switch the team a little bit, and now we go into Scarm. Now we're not in the worst spot. That player off went through from Azumarill, which did some pretty good damage. So Scarm doing some damage. We're gonna whittle him down. And the last Pokemon is an Azumarill, so this is going to be somewhat of a tight one, but we do have some energy on that Scarm, so we're able to hit him with a Sky Attack. Now, we will take an Ice Beam. Been seeing a lot of different Azumarill variants, been seeing a lot of Ice Beam Player Off as opposed to Player Off Hydro Pump. Last season, if you guys remember, I used Hydro Pump, Ice Beam. Now I'm using Hydro Pump, Player Off. I think Player Off is just a better call in this meta. And we're going to be able to get to this Rock Slide and end the game. So yeah, nothing wild. I mean, this team has been doing pretty good so far. For me, it's been a lot of 3-2s. I don't know if I've gone worse than 3-2 with this team so far, maybe once or twice, but it's been doing very well for me. This was the only 5-0. You will be seeing more videos from this team, and don't know if we're going to do a full road to the top 500. Oh, and this froze at the end? Oh, that's unfortunate. Wow, rats. Sorry, maybe I'll add a picture or something. We'll figure it out. But at this point, I'm rank 7 or 8, I think, but it's kind of irrelevant. But yeah, if they upload the rankings, there's a chance that we're already on there, so probably not a full road to the top 500, but we'll see. I just filled this water, but I have to drink it. It's tradition. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment on whatever you want to see out of me, and we'll see you in the next one, baby. You gotta stay hydrated. You gotta stay hydrated.